More than a few of you aren't going to like this. See, I have a reputation of partnering with my clients. We go through whatever we need to go through together, whatever they need to go through together. I do not judge. I will accept the client, the person, no matter the issue that they present with, no matter the things they may have done in the past and the things they may say during the session, the bad attitudes and the bad choices that they make as we work together. But also I will call out those things, those impediments that the clients put in the way, get in the way of healing. So America, even though you're not my client, I'm calling out this impediment that you've put in the way, and it's getting in the way so horribly of our healing. I am responding to the latest mass shootings after at least 20 years of mass shootings going back to at least to 1999 in Columbine. These last weekend, 5 days ago in Dayton, Ohio and El Paso, Texas, it's taken me this long just to try to get my thoughts and soul focused. But I'm also responding to the responses to those shootings. Because we're back where, I'm not even going to say where we started. If we go back to where we started, we actually put a value on negotiating and getting along. But we're back to the yelling and the screaming and the blaming and the shouting and the devaluing. It's a horrible thing. And it's from both sides. Now, excuse me, as I mention political names, I do not see myself as a political person. I see myself involved, concerned with the social stratas of society and our spiritual health. But in doing so, I have to mention these names. So let's start with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a nasty human being. A lot of people blamed him for the mass murders, the shootings in El Paso, and even in Dayton, even though the person in Dayton was a self-proclaimed leftist. But Trump is narcissistic, and he's paranoid, and he's deeply insecure. He's a bully. But he's a bully to everyone that disagrees with him or that he perceives as disagreeing with him. To say that he's focusing on black and brown people is absurd. I see no evidence of that whatsoever. He repudiated white supremacy and nationalism and Nazism repeatedly. He did it just after these shootings. He did it repeatedly and immediately after the aftermath of the Charlottesville debacle. But again, not being political, I can't think of another term that describes this. The mainstream media did not report on that. They actually said that he said that Trump, they actually claimed that Trump said that Nazis and neo-Nazis were very fine people. He did not. That was a deliberate misstatement. That was a deliberate lie. He didn't say that. What he could have done, however, has been more forceful in repudiating them, in disavowing them. But I understand that a lot of these people, probably all these people, voted for him. And I think he's courting their votes. So he's not taking a strong stance against them. It's a dangerous game he's playing. But he has repeatedly come down against any notion of white supremacy, any notion of this cultural and ethnic bigotry. He is nasty toward everybody, not just black and brown. His cabinet, Republicans, anyone who voted for him, they are being lumped along with him too. And lately, these last few days, is anybody who remains friends with anyone who voted for him, or anyone who defends people who voted for him. They are now also being called quote-unquote racist and bigots and deplorables and less than humans. It's not fair. It's not accurate. And the Republicans, who at first were defending themselves and say, come on, Democrats, don't act this way, now very quickly they devolved into the shouting match as well, and they're also blaming the Democrats for the shootings, as the Democrats are blaming the Republicans for the shootings. Listen, you want someone to blame? Blame me. I take responsibility, because I could have done something better. I take that back. You can't blame me, because that's not what I'm advocating for. Blame yourselves. Or let's not blame yourself. Take responsibility for it. And I don't mean by taking responsibility go out and denounce some person or some group of people and talk about violence, or not talk about violence when it's happening right in front of you and you know about it and you're not doing anything to repudiate that, which is happening a lot with the progressives and the Antifa and etc. And it happens too often, I guess, on the alt-right side. I guess somebody is going to take me out for saying I guess. It's happening on both sides. You want to make this world, want to make this nation a better place, stop declaring anybody your enemy. I have no enemies myself. A lot of people think, or some people anyway, think I'm an enemy, or they're my enemy, but they're not. They're just people I disagree with. They're just neighbors. They're just colleagues. They're part of the national and human family. Find that one thing, that one spark of life, that dignity, that respectability in any person. I can sit down with anyone, and I am eager to find that, and eager to connect on that, and eager to build something together. There's not a single person in this nation, in this world, that I don't believe that I can't find that shred, that spark. And for most people, it's much, 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 much more than a spark. Everybody has their reasons for living their lives, and life, by God, is a difficult thing. For us to get through it, we sometimes make bad choices, and people make bad choices for us, and we reach the wrong conclusion. But we reach it with our own sense of inner logic and our own sense of ethics and morality. And with that, I can find that respectability. With that, I can find dignity. I can find humanity. Humanity is all about connecting and building together. I have no enemies. There is nothing I want to destroy, nothing I want to tear down. All I want to do is raise up, elevate to a spiritual plateau. And you hit that plateau and you go for the next plateau. Nobody is beyond redemption. Nobody is beyond learning. And nobody deserves this depraved violence, either from the shooters or from the reactors to the shooters, who are looking around for somebody to blame other than the shooter. America, we have got to get this right, because the fuse is getting shorter, and for some ungodly reason we're stacking up more explosives at the end of the fuse. Well, that's all I have to say for now. Peace. God bless. We can do this.